1:45 a.m. and I would much rather be in bed than to do this, but I came across something. Maybe somebody else has seen this too. Mandela effect stuff with the scriptures changing and all that. A lot of people don't think they are, but I think there's a lot of reason to believe that some of them have been. And I was watching a video and wanted to look at the last chapter in Revelation to see some things. And I was reading down through it, and then I saw verse 10, Revelation 22:10. I wanted to do this video in case things keep changing, and this might change. Hopefully this video will stick around as proof of what it said. So Revelation 22:10 says, "And he saith unto me," this is King James, "He saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand." Revelation 22, that's the last chapter of the Bible. I mean, that's is the end of everything right here. So I wanted to see what that word seal meant, because it says seal not. So I got a Strong's right here, a big one. It's number 4972 in the Greek, and it says to stamp for security or preservation. So what we're being told there, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book. So the online Strongs that I used also specifies more than this. It says security to keep secure from Satan. So what that's telling us is seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book. Whether you want to consider that just Revelation or this whole book, this is telling us that these words aren't going to be kept secure anymore. A lot of Christians are saying, "Oh, the Bible cannot change. God will never allow that." Well, it says right here that a time was forecasted a long time ago to come that these words aren't going to be sealed up and kept safe anymore. So, verse talks about he who's unjust, that'll be unjust, who's filthy. What this is telling me is, when we're getting down to the time of the end here, if we are, people are just there's not going to be any change in them. They're set in their ways. If they're going to believe something, they're going to believe it. If they're not, they're not. You can't nobody can say anything to change anybody at this late hour. People are going to do what they want to do, believe what they want to believe, and that's it. So, where are we at here? And then we have, this is in red here, so this is Christ talking, "Behold, I come quickly," which I think that word quickly there's different interpretations. It could mean soon, it could mean swiftly. Then it talks about being the Alpha and the Omega, beginning and the last, and the commandments, and then it talks about the kingdom. And then, verse 18 is the warnings about changing the words. Testifying every man that heareth the words, the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add him the plagues. If any man shall take away, you get your, tree of life is taken away. And then, after that, there's only 2 verses left. And then that's the end. Verse 20, once again, him saying, "I come quickly," or soon. And verse 21 is that's the end. So the last warning in the Bible is a warning about changing what was in here. And a lot of people think that meant, different translations and stuff, but now we're seeing that this has been changed in a way we never even imagined it could have been done. So I think there's some symbolism here if we want to look at this prophetically. You have verse 10 saying, this became unsealed. This isn't protected anymore. You have verses 18 and 19 being the final warnings in the Bible about changing these words that are now unsealed and not protected anymore. And then you have the end. So I think that what we're looking at here is, if you want to say this is the coming of the kingdom, the change in the twinkling of an eye to being transformed into these imperishable bodies or imperishable states of being. 2 Corinthians, last time I looked this up about 5 minutes ago, 2 Corinthians 3:6 still says the letter killeth. So this is the letter, and it's now disintegrating, really. I mean, if you're going to uphold this as the Word of God, the infallible, perfect Word of God that can never be changed, you're not even going to let yourself see that the letter killeth, and that this is disintegrating, and that we're preparing, maybe because we're seeing these things happening before our eyes. This could really be, if you look at this prophetically, in a historic sense, up until where we're at right now, we may be like right around here somewhere, getting ready to turn the page to this. Because this has never been, with this Mandela effect, history being changed or whatever's happening. This is stuff we could have never imagined before. Really, I don't think, not in the way it's happening now. So I think if you're looking at maybe some symbolism in all this, it's just really, would be really coincidental that verse 10 says, seal not the sayings, don't protect this book anymore. Then we got final warnings about not changing the words, and then we have Christ coming. So this, there's a lot of speculation. Is this a good thing, a bad thing? It's probably both. It's probably both, depending on the way you look at it. This Mandela effect I'm talking about. I think that there's different perspectives of what the kingdom and coming return of Christ, a lot of ancient cultures had talked about a coming ascension, all that kind of. You can see all that if you look around enough. But I just wanted to, really, I wanted to do this in case things change. Figure, well, let's just get this out. I was putting comments, the same comment on a bunch of different people's video about this, but I figure, why make myself look like I'm spamming? Who knows, I could go to bed tonight and these scriptures could all be changed tomorrow. So hopefully, like I said, if they do, this video will have the proof of what this actually said right there at the very end of Revelation. We could be really getting right down to the end of it now. I know some of the other folks that on there making videos, doing a great job, by the way, are talking about this same thing, where this, you say this is the Word of God, and it's infallible, can't be changed, but it looks like that's what's happening. So this is probably trying to show us that this tangible stuff is being transcended, maybe, and we're getting ready to shift into just a whole higher state of being, twinkling of an eye. So I don't know that there was anything else I wanted to say. I didn't even want to say anything. I didn't feel like doing this video. I don't like making these Mandela effect videos. I've only made a couple of them, but I just thought that was interesting, and we'll see if anybody watches this what your thoughts on this are. And that's it. I'm going to upload this and go to bed.